This video is to explain the System Tech vehicle maintenance process that should be performed on the vehicle at least once a week. The first thing you do in a vehicle inspection is inspect the vehicle to make sure you've got the basic tools for the job that you need. Should include hard hats, ladders, safety cones, spool reels, and any of the parts necessary for the jobs that you're going to be working on for the day, or the tools that maintain the status of being in the vehicle at all times. Once that is done on your checklist, you basically move forward in the vehicle and looking at general inspections with regards to ladders and making sure that they're securely fastened to the vehicle for transport. You're inspecting to make sure the ladders don't have any problems whatsoever from at least physical inspection. The next thing that you want to do as you're looking over the vehicle is you want to make sure that there's any notation for tire pressure or any low tires, and you'll want to check your tires at least once a week. There's a big variation between summer and winter, so you want to make sure this is a weekly routine, that you have tire pressure for cold weather and tire pressure for hot weather, as the variance obviously is there, and for safety we want to make sure that tire pressure is always good in these vehicles. Once you're done checking your tire pressure, you'll proceed to kind of a general inspection for tire tread and wear. Obviously, if there's any nails or anything you see wrong with the tire, that would be a reason to talk to the fleet manager and let them know that you might see something wrong with the tire that needs further inspection. Once you're done with that, the next step on the checklist would be to look at the running operations of the vehicle. This will include making sure that your running lights are active, your blinkers for safety and signaling and lane changes are active and working appropriately, both in the front of the vehicle and in the rear of the vehicle. You'll also want to test your brake lights, and you'll want to do a visual inspection to make sure that your mirrors aren't cracked and your mirrors are adjusted accordingly for the vehicle and your ride height as you're driving the vehicle. Once you're done with this entire checklist and all things are basically appropriate, you're going to go ahead and move to checking fluids within the vehicle. You want to maintain that at least the oil in the vehicle and transmission fluid in the vehicle, window washer fluid in the vehicle, and radiator fluid in the vehicle, at least in the overflow tank, appear to be in good working order and at the appropriate levels to keep the vehicle in top running condition. Again, this is a weekly inspection that you'll want to do to make sure that the vehicle is in good running condition and is always safe and roadworthy for the job that you're going to do. Some of the vehicles might have a checklist with inside of it. If you don't have a vehicle checklist inside to remind you of all of the things, you can hopefully do at least 50 to 70% of these from memory. A lot of it is like treating and taking care of your own vehicle that you would for your own personal use. And basically this just keeps the vehicles in good working order for the company and keeps you safe on the road, and make sure that you don't have any breakdowns or other things that would impact not only your work productivity for the day, but also just keeping a good asset that's very expensive for the company, including yourself, in good working order. Once you're done with the fluid checking in the vehicle, the last item that's on the checklist is to look and inspect the vehicle for cleanliness. The one thing that we look for in cleanliness with the vehicles is not only making sure that the vehicle has good presentation with regards to its appearance in the community, but also to make sure from a safety perspective that the lights are not covered with mud or film distorting any of the characteristics of light. And also the backup cameras that are in some of these newer vehicles, when they're covered with dirt, they don't work and they become unreliable. So you always have to have good clean mirrors and your backup camera clean so that those are in good working order for safe practices. And that will conclude the vehicle maintenance routine video, and we'll move to the next video in the series.